In all probability, you've had moments when you have puffed yourself up, inflated yourself, exaggerated yourself, and felt proud of yourself, and built yourself up possibly greater than what you actually innately feel. In this puffed up, exaggerated state, you think that you've got high self-esteem. But you've also had moments in your life where it's gone the other extreme, and you've deflated yourself and negated yourself and went into a shame mechanism and minimized yourself at an inferiority complex, you might say, and you've gone down. You've gone up and down, exaggerate, minimize, inflate, deflate. These are the polarities of what we call self-esteem. Sometimes we exaggerate ourselves, sometimes we minimize ourselves, but around these oscillations is a center point. And I define self-worth as the center point between the two polarities of high and low self-esteem. Our true self-worth is a stable center, and our fluctuating emotions of self-esteem fluctuate. When we're conscious of the things that we like about ourselves and unconscious of things that we negate about ourselves, we go up. When we're conscious of things we dislike about ourselves and unconscious of things we exaggerate and like about ourselves, we go down. But when we're conscious of both sides of ourselves, the two sides, things we like and dislike, the truth about ourselves, we get in the center. And in that center, we're at our self-worth, the true self-worth. The moment we're in our center, we tend to expand. The second we're oscillating, we get stuck in the same state of self-worth. It's the integration of these two polarities of self-esteem that makes self-worth grow and expand. In other words, when you're authentic, you keep expanding. Now let's put that together with human values, because most of the time I emphasize how important human values are. Every human being has a set of priorities, a set of values in life, things that are most important to least important in their life. Whenever they're setting goals that are higher on their value, they're more objective, they're more resiliently balanced, and they're more centered around their true self-worth, and they tend to want to expand. Whenever they set goals that are lower on their values, because of the unfulfillment that those bring, we want immediate gratification to compensate for the unfulfillment. We want to go for the ease and avoid the pains and difficulties. In the process of doing it, we tend to want to get addicted to being proud, and we beat ourselves up in order to keep ourselves centered. Anytime you exaggerate yourself, you will beat yourself up and minimize yourself in order to keep yourself stable at your self-worth level. So anytime you go and you're trying to get addicted to a high self-esteem, it's self-depreciating. You'll automatically have the other side come in to balance it. But the moment you embrace both sides of yourself, and I tell people, you don't need to get rid of any part of yourself to love yourself. The hero and the villain, the saint and the sinner, the virtue and the vice inside you all have a place. The part that's built up and built to beat down, both of those have a place. They're trying to hone you in on the true self-worth where you grow and expand naturally. So true self-worth is a stable center point, and the emotions of self-esteem are fluctuating and fickle, and they go back and forth. So if you want to understand how to grow your self-worth, it's about dampening and calming down the extremes of the polarities of these self-esteem fluctuations. When you live by your highest values, you automatically do this. The executive center brings self-governance to those polarities, and you're stable and you're setting real goals in real times with real objectives. And when you're setting goals that are lower in your values, you tend to polarize and get stagnant. So the wisest thing to do is to fill your day with things that are really meaningful, that are priority, that are focused, that's inspiring, that you spontaneously love doing, and you will continue to grow your self-worth with least fluctuating self-esteem volatilities.